Previously on X-Men.
Now pay attention. It is time for today's lesson.
Alright, hello! Disembodied White Wind here. So I've got something a little different for you today. I'll go over my favorite mutant deck and do kind of a quick deck breakdown with some commentary, or kind of a guide kind of video on my favorite mutant deck right now. And in my opinion seems to be the most consistent way to win with mutant at the moment. And that's with Gold Pride and Psychic and Punisher. So the way this deck works, you want to basically lower your own life points and make a Psychic and Punisher that's really hard to deal with while having a lot of interrupts. So I'll go do a quick breakdown here, card by card. We got your Mutants. This card can special summon itself, and from your hand if you have a mutant card. And it also summons a level 8 mutant from your deck, and it also deals damage to your life points equal to its attack, so it's another card to lower your life points. And you get a level 8 on the field at the same time. We got our Max C, because you have to run Max C. Because there's a lot of special summoning, so you want to draw a lot of cards, of course. I think we all know that. We got Mutant MO5, these are kind of your main starter, which is why there's 3 of them. And this guy will search your Mutant, which is why I only have 1 of these and 3 of these. So this is going to be your main way to start your combo. It's going to be your main normal summon, and you just hope you don't get impermed or veilered. Sometimes that ends your whole turn. It's kind of the weakness of Mutant, to be honest. I really wish we had like another follow-up. Sometimes you can make an elf, sprite elf, to bring it back. I wish we had more like in-archetype ways to do that, like a Mutant Link 1 or something. Konami, please. And we got our Ash. Ash is also here to stop the Max Cs from going off, but it's also sometimes just used as a level 3 tuner that you can normal summon, which happens more than you expect. We got Mutant ST, which is going to search for your spell or trap mutant cards from your deck, and it's also going to summon your level 8s. We got your main tuner is going to be Gold Pride Leon. He's a level 3 tuner. He can also special summon himself from your hand if your life points are lower than your opponent's, which they should be if you're playing this deck. Really easy access to him through various methods. He can also summon some Gold Pride monsters from your graveyard, but then you're locked into Gold Pride monsters for that turn. But that does come up from time to time. Carrie is going to also special summon herself from your hand when your life points are lower, and she also searches a Gold Pride trap for more interrupts. We also have the Roller Baller, which also can special summon himself from your hand. And he can also fusion summon on your opponent's turn to also make more interrupts. Shifter is really great. Dimension Shifter is in this deck because you don't care about your graveyard that much. And it hurts a lot of decks right now. It hurts a lot of Snake Eyes and U-Bell. They're fairly annoying for them. So why not play it? We have our Mutant level 8s, we got Mutant Beasts, which is a spell negate, and we also have our Mist, which doesn't do a whole lot. He mostly just reacts to trap cards, and you banish a card to draw 2, but that doesn't usually come up. He's mostly just here because he's like a level 8 that you can summon. We got Nitro, who's also a level 8 that you can special summon from your hand if your life points are lower. We have 1 Rhoda, Reinforcement of the Army, to search our 1 Warrior, which is Leon. We also have Prosperity to help us dig for our starters and extenders. Mutant Fusion is also a really great card, especially helps going second. You can make a really annoying fusion monster with Mutant Synthesis on your turn, going second, by using materials from your deck a lot of the time, because if your opponent activated an effect on the same turn that you played this, you can use your deck also as fusion material. Very similar to Shaddoll Fusion. And you can make cards like Mutant Synthesis to pulp a card that's also very difficult to stop. Pyrea's Maps, also a very important card. It halves your life points, and you can search for a 0 attack monster, which will be our starter, MO5. Sometimes you might already have MO5, or maybe you really need a tuner that you can just normal summon, like Ash. And having your life points is actually really helpful to put your Gold Pride cards online and also set up your Psychic and Punisher. We have the Mutant Field spell, which can summon a mutant card from your hand, one of the small ones, level 4 or lower guys. And you can also summon from your banished pile. Sometimes you can do little combos, like you can do things like, maybe I have a Mutant ST, and I have the field spell. So I can do some things like using the Mutant also to banish things like MO5, and then summon that from the banished pile, banish ST from the deck, and then if I already had Mutant Evolution Lab in hand, I can summon that from the banished pile. You know, a lot of combos you can do like that. Also, it has an effect to basically exchange one of your level 8 Garnets to draw a card, which is also helpful. Gold Pride Better Luck basically is a spell that searches your Gold Pride monsters, so you can search for your Leon or your Carry if you don't have Leon. It's also helpful being a continuous spell that also has the bonus effect to draw cards when you make Gold Pride extra deck monsters. But it's also helpful using as material to banish with your Mutant cards to summon Mist. So you don't have to like go so negative making your Mutant cards. Emergency Teleport is extremely strong in Mutant because you can summon your MO5, your ST, straight from your deck. I wish we could play 3. Hopefully someday, Konami, please. We also have Called by the Grave to mostly stop the Maxi from resolving, or maybe your Ash, your opponent's Ashes from resolving. Mutant Cry is also a trap card we can use to make on a fusion monster on the opponent's turn to make more interrupts. Usually in the effect of Mutant Synthesis, Pop effect, or Ultimus Negate effect. Gold Pride, Stretch Your Engine, is a trap card that we select 3 Gold Pride monsters from our deck. One is picked randomly, and then it pops a monster on the opponent's field. So this actually usually creates 2 interrupts in one, because typically Carry is the one that searches this trap. So this trap itself pops a card, and then it also summons the Leon, and then you have the Leon and the Carry, and then the Leon and the Carry can synchro on the opponent's turn to make Star Leon, which can also pop a card. So, and also you can get Roller Baller instead. Maybe you can pick like 3 Leon, or you can pick 2 Leon and a Roller Baller to also make another interrupt. In the extra deck, we got our Mutant Synthesis. This card is pretty strong, actually. A lot of people underestimate this card. It's a target pop. You can pop the back row, you can pop a monster. It also has the additional effect to become immune to card effects when it activates in reaction to an opponent's card effect. So, meaning if your opponent plays a monster effect, you can change Synthesis's other effect to be immune to monster effects for that turn. And he can do the same thing with spells and traps. So a lot of the times people will try to imperm it, they'll try to effect veiler it, they'll do all these effects, but it can just be immune. So you have to kind of use 2 effects to stop it in a chain. Or 2 different types of effects would also work, like a monster effect and then you remove it with a spell. That would also work. Pinballer is summoned by Rollerballer's effect. You can fusion summon this on your opponent's turn with Rollerballer's effect. And this card will have a non-targeting equip effect using the same number of Gold Pride monsters. So if you used like a Carry and a Rollerballer, so that's 2. So he can basically suck up 2 cards, kind of like Relinquished, but it's non-targeting. So it's pretty strong. Also difficult to stop. It also cannot be negated if my life points are lower than the opponent's. Mutant Ultimus is a little difficult to set up, but sometimes you can do it with things like Mutant, banishing a Mist from deck, and then summoning a Beast, and then you also have your like MO5 to banish a card to also summon a Beast. So sometimes you do have plays where you can set this up fairly easily with a Mutant Cry. Takes a little bit of work, but sometimes it works. And this is basically kind of a pseudo Omni-Negate. Basically, it can negate card effects, spell, traps, or monsters by banishing the same type of mutant card from your hand, field, or graveyard. But only one. I kind of wish it was like one of each, kind of like that Blue Eyes Dark Magician card. I think it's called Magia. I wish it worked like that, but it's a little too old. Maybe in the future we'll get something like that. I talked about Star Leon before, but basically when he is synchro summoned, he has also a quick effect to pop a card. Actually, it's just a quick effect, yeah. You can use this at any time. So basically he just targets a card, and he actually first gains the attack of the card he targets, and then if your life points are lower, he also pops the card. So it's just like another interrupt. Typically you're playing this from start your engine from resolving, when you already have a carry, and then you get the Leon on the field, and then you can also get this card to pop another card. Psychic End Punisher is the main card of this deck. It is a 3,500 Synchro level 11, so you usually make this with your level 8s plus Leon or plus Ash. And you basically pay 1,000 life points. It can target one monster of yours and one card of your opponent's and banish it. And he also has the great effects of, if my life points are lower than my opponent's, he is immune to activated effects, which is pretty annoying, pretty difficult to deal with. Gold Pride Chariot is also a card that can search for your better luck next time. This actually comes up fairly often, more than I expected. Sometimes I only have like an ST, but sometimes I'm able to like get 2 STs up with like some Mutant Evolution Labs shenanigans, like normals this, and then maybe I had like an Evolution Lab and I can like banish, like using Mutant banish another one from deck, and then I can like summon a second one, and then I have like 2 STs and I can just make this. Because you don't have to have 2 Gold Pride monsters, it can actually be any level 3s. And I can get the Tuner Leon from my deck that I needed. So, pretty good card. Garunix is my field clear, basically, going second. This sometimes works really well if I can bait all my opponent's interactions, and then I just make a rank 8, because I have a lot of ways to get to rank 8s, and I just clear the whole board. It just destroys all cards on the field, all monster cards, I should say. Zeus is also a very similar way. Sometimes you just make a Chariot or like a Garunix, and then you attack, and then you clear the field again. Typhon is also really helpful. Sometimes you can just summon a Typhon at the end of your turn and also bounce a card. Almirage is also helpful for just normal summoning usually one of your mutant cards, sometimes even just carry, and you just go into Almirage, and then sometimes you can link that off into SP Little Knight. Elf is also made with the MO5 usually. Also gives great targeting protection, very helpful. And last card I have here is Pentastag, so this is usually the reason why I put my Psychic End Punisher under the link zone, because Pentastag will give anything that it points to piercing, which does come up sometimes, every now and then. Sometimes I get some surprise lethals like that, when people are like trying to stall the game out, trying to look for the out for Psychic End Punisher. So basically that's how the deck works, and I'd like to show you guys a couple games of how the deck works in action and ranked, and especially against some meta decks, and just kind of proving that, you know, you can beat meta decks if the players just are not as good as you. So meaning to say that, you know, as long as you're not playing against I think a lot of people have that kind of notion, is like, oh, you can't win, it's impossible to win in Master Duel if you're not playing a meta deck, but people don't play optimally. Like, you're not playing against, you know, Jesse Cotton most of the time, right? In your games. Like, they're going to make mistakes, they're going to make misplays, and you can take advantage of that. So, let's go move on to the games. Alright, so I'll show you some maybe quick examples, maybe what the deck might look like. Going first, anyway. So, with a hand like this, I would look at it and be like, what's the best play to get to Psychic End Punisher with the lowest amount of life? That's usually what I'm thinking about. And I ask myself 2 questions. Do I have access to a tuner? Yes, I do. This gets Leon. Do I have access to a mutant level 8? Yes, I have 2 here. So, looking at this hand, my priority would be to get low life. So I'll probably activate ST first, and this would be mostly used as a bait. This is the least important card to resolve, so I'd activate this one first. Most people probably imperm this or something. One unfortunate part is that this does play worse under Nibiru, because now I think my Psychic End Punisher will be made in 6 summons, maybe? I think. So I definitely need to get the Leon here. Maybe not, though. If this wasn't negated, actually, it's fine. I could do it this way. I could actually do it, like, right now. Tribute that. Might as well tribute the one on board. That's summon number 2. Yeah, this works. Summon number 3. And you probably want to make your Psychic End Punisher as soon as possible. And summon number 4. So I am Nibiru proof. Next step, I'll activate. Get ML5. ML5 will get Mutant. Special it, because I control Mutant card. So looking at this hand, I also have access to Mutant Cry. So I'd probably tell myself to set up Ultimus as well as a potential interruption as on top of everything else. So I can also use Beast for Beast. Banish Beast for the other Beast. And there you go. So I ended on a potential Ultimus. I could summon Ultimus on my opponent's turn. Or if better to also activate Synthesis if the pop is better. Sometimes I also make this mistake personally, where I think I should activate Synthesis instead of Ultimus. Sometimes I get like kind of tricked into activate the Ultimus because it's cooler. I wanted to see it. So you know, you would activate Maxi or whatever, and then if they called by, you also have your Beast to negate that. Yeah, so basically that's how the deck works. You could also get the carry here. If you wanted to get the trap also. Carry is also how you get to this Gold Pride trap to give you more interrupts, potentially. Thing with Psychic End Punisher is also funny. You can, like, you know, normal summon, like, useless cards, useless fodder. And you can just, like, banish it to banish their card. Actually, another effect here I can do. You can actually pick any of the card, even their back row. Ah, you didn't activate. You could also, you know, make a elf to bring back your ML5, right? Activate ML5's effect. Just T. Yeah. I don't have any mutants left in deck. Mutant level 8s. Go ahead, use, you know, you can use anything if you want. Might as well use Ultimus, shuffle everything back. That's also part of this deck's recursion. You can just summon your level 8s back and forth. Now I can use my effect here. You know. Something like that. This will be, Punisher will be huge. So basically that's what you're trying to do with the deck. Alright, good luck. Okay, we got one game here. It's the meta deck. Of course, if you win the coin flip, you always want to go first. This deck. Sometimes you can win going second, but you prefer going first. You're going to normal summon ML5, you're going to play your reinforcements to get your Leon. You want to try to bait out as many things as possible before your E-Tele usually. We're going to go into Mist from the Mutants, then we're going to make Psychic End Punisher with the Leon and the Mist. This will be our 5th summon, so this is also safe under Nibiru, if you can do it this way. Then we're going to go for the E-Tele, you're going to get the Cry for another interrupt. I'm going to link off into Sprite Elf to give you more follow-up for the next turn. And have some targeting protection. Probably should have put Beast on the other side, just to be under the arrow, but, you know, I usually, just on Reflex, I put him on the far right. Because I think it's just the safest zone for things like Transversal and all those other effects. But admittedly, I should have put him on under the Elf arrow, but it's not going to matter this game. Going to negate the Diviner. Let me get the ST for follow-up. Gonna play this continuous voiceless spell. So I'm going to try to negate this. I'm just trying to keep him off as much resources as possible, and just kind of hoping that he bricks on the rest. But maybe he baited me there, because he actually had the pre-prep in hand. But funny enough, he ritual summons, but he doesn't go into Skull Guardian. He just went into this thing. Cervarus. I'm guessing he didn't have the low. We're going to go into battle. We're going to use Psychic End Punisher's effect. He does a really smart play here. Crashes into the Punisher to lower his life, which is one of the main outs for Psychic End Punisher that a lot of people kind of forget sometimes. He's going to go into Typhon, but luckily I have the Mutant Cry. And here I'm going to say it's so important to have your toggle set to on, not auto. So you're just able to just instantly react with your synthesis and pop cards on slow ignition effects. And that won me the game, because that's all he had. He was planning to bounce my Punisher after lowering his life, but just one interrupt and that was enough. Alright, let's go on to the next one. Alright, here we go again. This time we got the Dimension Shifter, one of the best cards in our deck. And they're going to chain Max C. So as you know, Max C, you have to send it to graveyard as cost. So that means that they're forced to activate Max C in response to Shifter, or they can't use it at all. But you still want to do that as early as possible. So now I know that I'm under Max C, so I'm going to try to adjust my plays to give him as few cards as possible. Got lucky with the ST there from the draw from the field spell. Going to normal summon that, then going to special summon the carry. Funny enough, going to make the Mist here since I didn't have a monster to banish. A little awkward, but I'll make do. And it's a Ubel. Shifter helping me out here. He's forced to go into the Spirit, the Phantom of Ubel. He cannot use his graveyard to make it, so he had to use his hand, so it's going to help me out a bit. He's got the field spell. He's going to make the search for the Lotus. I know he has Lotus, so I am specifically waiting for him to play it. And I'm going to have my toggle set to on to be instantly ready to activate Mutant Cry to get the synthesis to pop before he is able to tribute. Very important that you have your toggle set to on. Funny enough, he makes All Mirage afterwards, which is really funny. If he made that first, I wouldn't have been able to pop it, right? It's almost like I gave him like a little like heads up tip. It's like, oh, I should have did that first. Gonna make the Psychic End Punisher with the Nitro that I drew. Off the better luck. But he had the Super Poly. I was not ready for that. I have two guys that are waters. He's gonna make the King of the Swamps. I'm going to make the Leon. The Leon is going to bring back the carry. I already made my Psychic End Punisher, so being locked into Gold Pride is fine. I'm actually just bringing back the carry as fodder, funny enough. Going to get rid of the field spell. Going to get rid of as many things as I can. So the thing here is I can only get up to 7,700. I didn't have lethal. So I am just going to sit on Psychic End Punisher instead. No point in hitting him for damage that isn't lethal. Gonna go straight to the Phantom. Admittedly, this is probably a misplay on my part. I should not have activated Psychic End Punisher, but I think this might have been the first time I realized, even though I'm immune, he can still change my effect to be destroying a card instead of increasing my attack, even though I'm immune. After thinking about it, that made sense to me, but at the time I was quite confused. Gonna make the Homage here from normal summoning the carry I got. Gonna go into SP. So I'm gonna force out the Phantom's effect. Which is actually a secretly big brain play on my part. He's going to make his U-Bell monster. I'm just going to use Psychic End Punisher, banish it, and since he changed the effect of my SP, I can still attack directly. So it's a funny little interaction there. And there you go. That's how you beat U-Bell. Just draw Shifter. Alright, got another game for you guys. This time I got the E-Telly in hand. I got Gold Pride, got everything I need. Gonna normal summon the ST. It's gonna get hit by Imperm, the bane of my existence. Sometimes that skips my whole turn, but luckily not this time. It will force me to play into Nibiru though, since I don't believe I can make Nibiru or make Psychic End Punisher under 5 summons now. That's okay. He won't have it. Gonna make the beasts. Gonna summon the Leon. Gonna go into Psychic End Punisher with close to 4,000 life. Pretty good. Pretty beefy. Gonna make another beast over here. Gonna make the carry. Gonna get the trap. And since I have the Roller Baller, I'll throw him in there too. So I actually made quite a few interruptions with this hand, playing through a hand trap. So he's got the Horus cards, so usually I like to let them make the Gold Sark first. Gonna let him throw the cards away for M-City to get it. Just seems more beneficial for me. Let him use all his resources and all his once per turn effects. Surprisingly, he actually does have a target for a called by, because I have the beasts engraved. A lot of times people play that called by in response to beasts and like they didn't realize that it banished itself. It's not in the graveyard, but this time it actually was in the graveyard. That was pretty funny. I was shocked myself when that happened. Gonna play the Gold Pride Trap, pop the card. It's gonna summon itself back though, but I'm just trying to play through all his interruptions basically. Gonna play through every single card he has. I'm trying. He only has one card in hand. I'm thinking like, well, there's no way he can play through all this, right? Gonna pop that card. Gonna wait for him to make 2 guys. And then, oh, now it's Rollerballer's time. My turn. So since I've used 2 guys, I can suck up 2 more guys. And just prevented him from doing anything. Alright, going first again this time. This time we got the Pyre Reyes map. Note that you always have to play the map first, or else you can't play it at all. It has to be your first action in the main phase. You can activate E-Telly in your draw or standby, and then you can activate map in your main phase. That still works. But a lot of the time, we just want to play map just to half our life points. And, you know, it could also get MO5. This time we already had MO5, so we got the Ash. We actually cannot play the Ash. We can't use its effect, but it's there just for fodder, or sometimes it's even just a normal summon the tuner. We got all we need to make the Psychic End Punisher. We're going to put him in under the Link Arrow zone, so if we ever have to make like Pentastag for piercing, we can do that. We also have the carry here to get the Gold Pride Trap for more interruptions. We're going to use the other cards to make the beast, so we have a Spell Negate also. And what he did, he instantly went to battle, so of course that tells me, oh, evenly matched is coming. But I actually have a Negate, because I actually had the foresight to set up Ultimus by banishing the beast for another beast. The Ultimus Negate coming in clutch here. I'm able to keep my huge Psychic End Punisher, and then he realizes he doesn't have an out. And that's it. Alright, this game we got Shifter. You usually want to play your Shifter as your first action. See if he has any max C's or not. Seems like he doesn't have much of anything, or at least Shifter is turning off any effect veilers he might have had. Gonna make the Mist here, gonna summon the Leon, gonna make the Psychic End Punisher in 5 summons. To be safe from Nibiru. If you didn't know, Psychic End Punisher is also immune to Nibiru if you're under their life point total. It tributes everything else except Psychic End Punisher. He'll just sit there and ignore the Nibiru tribute effect. Managed to pull the better luck. Gonna go for the carry then to make the trap. To give myself another interruption here. Gonna tribute the Nibiru since we don't need it. Gonna make a spell negate. I'm gonna pass it. Got about 2 or 3 interruptions here. Oh, he actually did have the effect Veiler. So the shifter before normal summoning the MO5 was definitely the correct move there. It's Yubel again! So again, he is forced to use his hand to make the Phantom. I'm going to activate the trap to destroy it. He actually had the Almirage this time. He had the Foresight. I think he actually read my card. I can still summon the Gold Pride from my deck though, even though the Phantom will not be destroyed. I'm going to go ahead to make the Star Leon also, because I think he was actually going to pass. I think if I remember right, he actually was going to end his turn, but so I was going to make the Leon anyway. But then he continued his turn. He made Nightmare, so definitely going to negate that with Beast. I'm going to play my Utility. It's going to have Imperm for that, the bane of my existence. But this time the stage is already set. It's all good. I already have everything I need to make the SP. And you might have seen this before. I'm going to activate the SP. It's going to trigger the Phantom. Going to pop his card instead. He's going to summon another guy from his deck. But just use Psychic End Punisher. Just banish it. Increase the attack. And I could attack directly because he stopped the effect of my SP from preventing me from attacking directly. And there you have it.